I give it about a 5 out of 10 chance there's a studio malfunction. Oh my god!
Brad, here's a question for you.
It's just
What is this?
It's the
What is
color
this?
of your favorite drinks, purple.
It is. But what is this? If you had to categorize this thing, how would you categorize it?
An embarrassment to everything you've stood for over 25 plus years of high quality journalism.
Yes, actually, that's pretty good. I just watched a roast of Chevy Chase last night. That would have slotted in very nicely. No, it's the next thing I'm going to return to Amazon. So, you know what? Honestly, for casual gamers looking for the next step beyond mobile, it's inexpensive. The games kind of lean more casual.
Like if you're looking to kill 20 minutes at a time and you just don't care about much of anything. Yeah.
Right. It's like the type of people who buy the cars you can find in a rental car company. Like, I want, you know, that plain looking gray thing over there? Where do I buy one of those? I don't even know what it's called. It's like a Chevy something, maybe a Toyota Corolla or a Hyundai. Who knows what those things are called anymore? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cars for people who don't care about cars.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't care about gaming, I got to tell you, this is $50.
Do I have the product for you?
If you have, like, if you like kind of skew toward Burger King as a food source, you know, maybe.
Skew towards
it's just.
I would have had to marinate in my brain for a few minutes to fully
It's like low quality bread. That's what I was shooting for.
appreciate what you just said. Yeah. So, we're good.
How's it going? Anything actually happening today?
Well, I'm afraid my studio might fall apart. Actually,
Sadly.
there's a light actually above my head. It's one of those LED panel lights, and there's a diffusing filter in front of it, like a white circle thing, and it is quite literally duct taped up there because why not?
Is the duct tape failing us?
Yeah, I mean, how long has this studio been down
It's like
here?
sliding down slightly.
Yeah, well, I can hear like that tick, tick, kind of sounds like Velcro coming undone, and so.
Yeah, it's like that scary scene in an adventure movie with the rope starting to untangle and they're hanging off the edge of the ledge.
Yeah, at some point I'm gonna have to actually like permanently attach this thing with something other than
Duct tape.
yeah.
Throw a little primer on there.
Anyways, PC sales grew. Shocking 0.0% of people who have been alive in 2020.
All these people had these reports the other day because IDC comes out with their numbers first, and it's like blah blah blah, and it's like, hold on, guys, we got to look at other numbers too, you know. But not quite double digit, but still kind of a big deal. And you have to go back to 2015 for a year in which PC sales were this good, you know.
2015, wow.
15, yeah, because you know they peaked in 2011. It's like 365 million computers. And then it's been downhill after that for 7 straight years. Last year was up like 1%. We'll call that flat, but it was up a little bit. And then this year, you know, what was it, 8.6, I think? Yeah, 8.6. I mean, it's good. So, you know, and if they're lucky, you know, if this pandemic would just last.
Yeah. Like, if we could all just keep keeling over, that would be really good for the PC market.
You know, one of the things that's related to this is during all of the during the relevant CES stuff, you know, AMD and Intel, for example, they both had press conferences. There's this whole theme of like the PC is back. You know, we believe in the PC. The PC is essential. You know, it's like, guys, the PC never really went away. It's not like they, you know, sales didn't drop down to like 100 million units a year or less. Like they've been 65 to
right. There's going to be a point where it just levels off, and like that's just the market. And
if you look at the chart that associates is associated with my article, you'll see where that plateauing is, right? And that if you think about the pandemic as an emergency, oh God, we got to get something, we need it because you never know, this could last forever. That's the bump you're going to get. And so this year or last year and possibly this year will be up at this kind of level. But I think it kind of plateaus back. That's my.
I bet. I mean, let's be optimistic. 18 months from now, when life is normal, I mean, I'm assuming for a lot of companies, they had to accelerate some of their PC refresh, right? They're like, you move this thing and it's it's a dinosaur. So they accelerated that, which means in 2 years when they were going to buy it, they're not. And so there's going to be a trough.
And the other thing, this has been part of the PC conversation for a long time. PCs, unlike mobile devices, because you're not tossing them around the house and using them every single day, all day long, they last a long time, right? Yep. And they're well built too. I don't mean to say they're cheap and get lucky. I mean, PCs are well built, most of them, and they will last you for a long time. So I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not anticipating like it falls off a cliff again, but I feel like we've reached that new normal. This past year has been anything but normal.
Yeah.
In certain industries, PCs among them. But it's still, it's hard for me because I want people to understand that this is, we're not going up and up and up again, right? I mean, but on the other hand, I have to kind of celebrate because this is the thing I care about most, Windows PC market. So I like seeing this. It's good.
Yeah, it really cements that post-PC era that we're in.
Well, by the way, to put post PC in perspective, because and I don't mean to say like Steve Jobs is right. These things are never a hard stop, but PC industry is now, it's not 3/4 the size. It's probably 3/4 or 80% or whatever the size it used to be. So it is small, but in that time frame, mobile went from nothing to billions of units per year. So if there were 1.5 billion mobile phones, smartphones specifically, sold last year, and less than 300 of PCs, the PC is still 1/5 of the size of just the smartphone part of the market, not even including tablets. So it is the post-PC world, right? The problem is people see everything in black and white, and they're like, that means the PC's gone, and the PC's not gone, so it's not the post-PC world. It's like, no, you got to relax. It's okay. It's okay. The success of smartphones or whatever does not take away from the success of PCs at what they do best, productivity work. And, for some people, and hardcore gamers as well, I would say, engineering, all that stuff, programming. But, it's just not where people go to do Facebook, or, it's just because that is more efficient. Fun.
Well, the appropriate place to do Facebook is in your basement, lights off, and while you're hacking away your conspiracy theories of
right, yeah, with some kind of a non-American flag behind you, and sure, just telling your relatives about terrible right-wing or left-wing views, I guess, if you want to go in either direction. Yeah.
That's what
no one asked. But here's
no one asked, but here's my political opinion.
The Republic.
Something else that did happen yesterday. So AMD announced their latest mobile processor 5000-ish series. Now, somewhat awkward. Panos was virtually on stage. Like, they did this interview, and Microsoft and AMD have a massive collaboration over server products, over console, and all that stuff. But they're out there announcing these mobile processors, none of which are in Surface products.
Dude, it's even worse than you're saying, and for two reasons. First of all, the AMD processor the only one that's in a Surface device is the 3000 series, which is a piece of crap. The 4000 series that came out last year is amazing. Now they're talking about the 5000 series, and specifically for mobile processors. So Panos up there is talking, and his product is now 2 generations old.
Yep.
Right. There's that. But I don't know if you caught this. You can go back and watch it. It's hilarious. The CEO of AMD thanked Panos for his discussion. There was a Surface promo video that they let him.
That.
Anyway, she thanks him and she says, and now I'd like to turn our attention to the PC. Because what does Surface make again?
Yikes.
Yeah. Now, she didn't mean it as a dig.
No, I know, but it was just
at the broader PC market, obviously. But the way she said it made it seem like, well, you're so small, you don't even matter. It's like, we're going to bring up this guy. They make McLarens. They sell like 8 of them a year. They're nice cars. But now we're going to talk about cars. It's like, but I make it. You click, the video goes up. Yeah.
Well, anyways, there's a new rev of that Surface Laptop 4 will have an AMD chip.
By the way, if you've been looking at that form factor and you love it, that's the one you're going to want.
Yeah.
It goes a complete 180. The advice with the Surface Laptop 3 was a beautiful machine. Don't get the AMD version. Now it's going to be completely opposite that.
Yep. Yeah. We will see if that'll be here a couple months, I think. I think. We'll see. We'll see. They just got that Pro out the door, and that's kind of like the big stuff that's been floating around. Microsoft.
By the way, I'm sorry to interrupt. Now that I'm thinking about it, it seems like if they're, I mean, they don't have to adhere to their old schedules anymore, right? But, May's coming.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason why they couldn't do something like they did with Surface Go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bring people in, a couple at a time, disinfect the room, bring a couple more, Get a step toward normalcy. Nothing.
I don't think they'll do that personally.
I don't either, but do you know how badly I want to just have an excuse? It's like
human connection that's not your spouse. Like, it's like, I like you, but I'm tired of seeing you. It's been a year.
I feel like I haven't been exposed enough to the coronavirus, so I'd like to get out into the world. No, wait, that doesn't make any sense.
No, but that's not why people tune in.
Right. Well, let's not go there. I can't even imagine.
Nor can I. Microsoft is also, this is not all that surprising. I got a couple tips from various gaming companies that are soliciting bids from like all the major players. So I think we're going to see a lot of studio acquisitions because all their valuations right now are going like through the roof because there's a lot of competition to buy these things up. So.
Yep. And it's interesting to watch these sides kind of align because there's the console players, which we think about a lot because Microsoft is participating in that space in a big way, but obviously on the PC side as well. And, you've got Steam for a while was kind of the standard for game stores on the PC side. Epic Games, I think, has come on pretty big and are a legitimate challenge. And even Microsoft has a play in this space with Xbox Game Pass, especially, and Flight Sim and Minecraft, etc. So it's a big. There are big players that have enough capital to buy stuff up, and I wish I knew anything about game programming. This would be an amazing time.
Yeah, because you take all the classic players and then you throw in the new guys like Google and Amazon who have extremely deep pockets that want to fill out their gaming buckets. So we'll see.
Yeah, and actually, one of the games that's on Chromecast, on Stadia now is called Guilt, right, with a Y instead of a UI. I believe it launched as a Stadia exclusive. I think it still is. It doesn't really matter. But, some game studio was paid to make a game that only runs on this one thing.
Yep.
That's a dream come true,
yep.
When you're a game developer, right? I mean, to have some big publisher come to you and say, we want to buy it all up, awesome.
Yeah, you get money up front, or a lot of money up front. You only have to build for one platform. And then it's pretty much on the
process.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's on the publisher to make it popular because
that's right. Yeah, it's ideal.
Yeah. So, just like this podcast is over, which is also ideal.
I got up for this.